Welcome back for another video. My name's Adam and I'm from WPCrafter.com, where I make videos for non-techies like me, maybe like you. And I couldn't be more excited today than to give this video and this website template to you. And I'm sort of taking a new direction with my site, WP Crafter, and this channel. I'm going to spend the next couple of months focusing on creating online courses, teaching people, giving people all the tools to create an online course that they can sell on their website. And this right here is my new done for you template. And what that means is when you go to my website, you can get this entire website in a download package that you can install on your web host in a matter of minutes, and it will be completely done for you already. So to start this video, the first thing I'm going to do is show you the front end of the website. I am going to then log in and show you the user experience when they are interacting with your online course. And then I'm going to take a look at the back end to show you a little bit of the back end of the platform. Now let me first tell you that this is all based on WordPress. My channel's all about WordPress, so of course it's going to be all done in WordPress, and the cost is going to be zero. Everything that I've used to build this is completely free, and I'll explain a little bit more about that when I'm showing you the back end of it. So first of all, I already said this is free, and let's take a look at some of the cost of other solutions out there, and then I'm going to show you this site. So you've got, for instance, here's a plugin that you can integrate with WordPress. It's going to cost you $299 per year. Here's another one. It's called Course Cats, and this is almost $500 per year. Here's another one. It's called LearnDash, and this is a very popular one for WordPress, and it starts at $129 per year. Here's another one for online that's very popular called Udemy, and you can put your course there and they'll host it, and I think they take a cut of 20 or 30% of the money that it comes in from selling your course. And here's another one that's become kind of popular recently. It's called Teachable. And you can see it's $99 per month, or they have these lower plans, but then they take a cut of your sales. But it's all hosted. And so this solution that I am giving to you today is all self-hosted on your own web hosting account, and everything is completely free. And everything that I show you, keep in mind, it's going to be completely customizable and easy to change using a front-end page editor, which I'm going to show you later in this video. So this is how I've designed it, and I intend on hopefully releasing some design packs to make it easier for you to see all the power and possibilities with this platform. That's going to allow you to take all of your knowledge, packet it up into courses that you can sell or give away for free. So here's the site. I started off with this gigantic headline here, and then this nice subheadline, and I've got these two buttons here, and I've got this really nice hovering effect, and you'll be able to change the colors, and you can change the text to these buttons. Here's a little introduction to the site. Here's a little information on the instructor, which would be you and not me. And then here's a course grid. And in this template, I set up 3 different courses for you so you could see how I set them up. And here's the course grid. And then I've got an area down here where you could put some frequently asked questions and put those answers. And then last, I've got this call to action area right here to get people to take action and move forward. Now, when someone wants to see one of your courses, they can click on any of these images here in the course grid and click on this View Course button. And here is how I've set up the course introductory page. So I've got this area where you can change this background image to whatever makes sense for you. I've got that headline again and a sentence or two about the course. And then you could put a sales video in there. And then when someone scrolls down, Right here you could put some additional text-based information about your course. And here is a course syllabus. Now you also have this sidebar here where someone will be able to see their progress in your course, and they can see your different modules and the lessons within those modules. And this is collapsible, so when someone clicks on it, you can see collapses, and then it will go back like that. And when someone scrolls down, here are the different lessons in this course. And check this out. When you click on it, if you're not enrolled, they get this message here to take the course to unlock it. So this is the layout for the course itself, and you can host as many courses or as few as one course on this website template. Okay, now the reason it says become a member is because you can also, with this solution, you can package up courses that you sell as packages, and you can protect any content on your website. Now, it's also important to add at this point that this is a full learning management system that this website has. You can have as many courses as you want. You can have quizzes at the end of each lesson if you want. You can issue a certificate if you want. You can have what's called gamification. That's where people get badges and awards when they accomplish certain goals within your course. And one of the most powerful features of this solution is it has something called engagements. So when someone enrolls, you can automate sending them an email. When someone completes a lesson and clicks the completed this lesson button, you can send them an email congratulating them. When someone enrolls in the course and doesn't mark any of the lessons as completed after a couple days, you could send them an email to get them re-engaged to come back into the course. It is a full featured solution. So let me show you these other links here. So here is a dedicated course page. Now you're going to be able to change all these options here in the menu. This is how I have it set up for you to see the power. So you can add a blog if you want and all that kind of stuff. But this is just how I have it set up right now. So when someone clicks on courses, here's that course grid again. And this area here where you have this color, you can change that to any color you want. You can put a background image if you want. It's whatever you want, and I'm going to show you that as well. And then here's a page for memberships. So if you have more than one memberships, you can have a page dedicated to that. Now here's the customer dashboard. I just called it my courses. Now I'm not logged in, so when I click on it, it prompts me to log in, or it prompts me to register for a course. So what I'm going to do right now is log in and then show you the experience as a user that is logged into the site. Okay, so now I'm logged in, and as you can see, what was on this page before the login form is gone, and now it's showing me a list of the courses that I'm enrolled in and my progress in those courses, and it greets me with the name right here. So whenever your users log in, it will greet them with their name. It'll give them options right here to change their account settings and also redeem a voucher. This is actually a really cool feature if you're a public speaker and you might sell something at the end of your event. You could sell a voucher that someone that purchases it can then come to your website and redeem in order to get access to a course. That's a way to sell offline your online courses on your own website. So back here, any of your users can go and get back into the course that they're taking by just clicking on any of these buttons. Now let me jump back to the home page because I want to show you something. Now when I scroll back down to that course grid, because I'm logged in and I'm enrolled in this course and I'm enrolled in this course, it says right here my progress is in the button. It says I haven't even finished any of the lessons, but I can click on continue to jump back into that course. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the course right here. So now I'm back on that course listing page, and when I scroll down, you notice that now the button here as well says continue the course. So this is convenient. So if you have a very large course, all your user needs to do is click on that button and it will take them to where they last left off, and it makes it very convenient for them and a very smooth experience for your customers. So now you'll see when I click on a lesson like here, it will now take me into that lesson, whereas before it wouldn't even let me get this far. So here we have an area for the lesson where I've got this gorgeous large area where you could put a background image and then put your video in, whether it's hosted on Vimeo, YouTube, or some other solution. I have mine right here. And as you can see, I have a really advanced video system where it can put the person where they left off in the video. So if it's a 20-minute video, someone watched 10 minutes, it can put them where they left off. But that's something that's separate from this template. But there's this large area here for the video, and I love that. And this is actually exactly how I have my online courses set up at WPCrafter.com. I love this large area. So when you scroll down, you have this area here where you can put information about this particular lesson. And then here is the syllabus there on the right. And when your user is done with the lesson, they can click on Mark Complete, and that's how the progress indicator increases. And then there's also these options to just click here to jump into the next lesson. So this right here is the front end user experience. Now I'm going to jump into the back end of this WordPress website to just show you how easy it is to do pretty much everything with it. Right now I'm logged into the back end of this website. It's all based on WordPress. Now, don't get intimidated if you're not familiar with WordPress. My website has over 100 videos on WordPress, and I even have a free course that has no registration requirement that is the basics of WordPress that will get you up and running fast if you're not familiar with WordPress. But I'm going to go through some things now. If you are a little familiar with WordPress already, you're going to have no trouble at all. And just so you know, WordPress powers over 26% of the websites on the internet. If there is a platform that you would want to learn for having a website, it would definitely be WordPress. So first, let me show you how easy it is to edit anything on the home page of the site and some of the content pages as well. So those are pages in WordPress. You just click on pages, and here's the list of pages, and here's the home page. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Now I'm using what's called a front-end page builder that makes everything so much easier to do, and it's called Beaver Builder. Now I'm using the free version of Beaver Builder. They also have a paid version, but you don't need it for this solution. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Launch Page Builder, and what it's going to do is take me into the page builder, and here I am. So basically, just so you know, this page and any page on any website is just a series of rows. Those rows have columns, and then there's content in those columns. That's all a website is. And so right here is a row. Right here is a row. Right here is a row. Here's my lesson grid. My course grid, and it's essentially a row. And this is a row right here. Now, when you have what's called a front-end page builder, it's really easy to edit content. I can see right here, I can click on it. This box pops up, and then I can just change whatever I want right here, and then click on Save, and that change will be applied to it. And it's the same thing here. Now, rows can have background colors, and rows can have background images. Now, if you happen to have the paid version of Beaver Builder, you can have background videos, background slideshows, a few more items in the background. So this right here is just a background image, and so when I click on the row right here, there's a little wrench, and this pops up right here. I can see right here I'm choosing what I want for my background. I have it as a photo. Actually, I misled you. I'm sorry. You can put a background video on the free version of Beaver Builder. That might be new or not. And you can have a background photo, and that's what I have. And then what I did is I put this kind of a color tint over the background because I wanted the text to stand out a little bit more. So that's why you see it a little dark. However, if I click that, that's what it looks like without the tint on it. So let me actually click on cancel to get my tint back. And it's the same thing here. You just click on it and you can change your text very easily. So I'm going to go ahead and click on cancel. And pretty much that's all there is to adding or editing any of the content on this front page. Beaver Builder does have a paid option. You can buy the full Beaver Builder plugin that essentially adds new modules that you can drag and drop. But the reason I like using the free one is because I want you to be able to get up and running right now and not have to pay a penny, and you're in business. Now, as your business grows, as your website grows and the visitors of your website grow, that's when you could take some of the money you're making and then invest it back into it. So there's this upgrade path, if you will, to adding more features and functionality if you wanted it. You're not locked into something that is limited. And that's why I chose this route. And one last thing about Beaver Builder is it is currently on over 80,000 websites, which means it is rock solid, and there's a huge development team that is behind it. They're great guys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Done and Publish Changes, and that's all there is to editing this homepage, and you can make it be whatever you want. And one more caveat, I intentionally have the logo area and the navigation disabled on it, but you can easily enable it, and we'll learn that in later videos. But that is how I chose to set it up. So now let me get back into the back end of WordPress here. Now, the online learning portion of the site, the whole platform, is powered by something called LifterLMS. It's what I use, and I have all these other paid solutions, by the way, but I end up using this. And what's awesome about it is it's 100% free, and it's 100% open source, and it's more powerful than a lot of these paid options. So that is why I'm using it on this solution. So I'm going to go ahead and click on LifterLMS, and you've got this beautiful dashboard back here where you can change any of the settings here. You can see how your sales are going and all of that. And you can see here's an option for analytics. You can see all your students. You have this area here to set up these automated emails that are linked to different engagements. So different activities that people are doing, you can automate reaching out to them. And that is probably the most powerful feature. You can also have the achievements. That's that gamification. You can have certificates that you issue on course completions. You can let your customers leave reviews. You can see all your orders. You can issue coupons. You can have vouchers. And here's the area right here for courses. Now, just so you know, you can protect any content with this plugin. You can create a membership, and you can protect posts. You can protect pages. You can protect any website content in your WordPress site. So here's the courses, and you can see how I have them here. Now let me click on WordPress Essentials, and right here is where I've got that information that's on that background image. It's all right here, and here's where I have a YouTube embed for what you would use as like a sales video. Now when I scroll down, here's all the different settings for the lesson where you can set the price, a reoccurring price, you can manually add students, you can do all kinds of things like that. Now let me scroll down a little bit more, and this is what I really love about this solution. You have this visual way of laying out your course, the sections, the lessons, and all of that. You have this visual way of doing it and moving everything around. So if I wanted to add a new lesson, I could click on Add, and right here I can choose Add New Lesson. If I wanted a new module, I can click Add New Section. Or if I had an existing lesson that I want in more than one course, I can click Add Existing Lesson, which makes it so easy. And another thing I love is you can rearrange these with this drag and drop interface. So I can click like this, and I just rearranged the lesson structure. Now, there are so many advanced features. You can also right here, you can set up a drip schedule. So if you want to have a course where people get access to a lesson each week or each day, you can do that as well in this solution. It is a complete solution. Right here, you can assign a quiz to a lesson so someone can't advance unless they complete this quiz successfully. and that's based upon the criteria that you set. You can have a prerequisite for lessons, so they have to complete the prior lesson or they have to complete the prior course. Another thing, you can make the first lesson free. So when someone goes to view your lesson syllabus, they can actually see that first lesson for free without registration. I actually use that myself. So anyways, and you can rearrange entire modules. And that's pretty much it. So when you create a lesson, all you have to do is click on Edit Content, and that's where you're going to go ahead and edit the content for these individual lessons. So I'm sure you would agree that this is an amazing solution that I've put together for you, and I can't wait to get it in your hands. Now I'm going to go over everything in this video, and you will be able to launch your course lightning quick with this. You're going to be able to do it completely for free, and you're going to be able to have no excuses as to why you can't take all that awesome, amazing knowledge that's up in your head, package it, and sell it or give it away in order to make a difference in other people's lives as well. I am so excited for you. I cannot wait to see what you create. I've got one question for you at the beginning of this video, and that question is, are you ready to start a new adventure, to embark on a new voyage in your life? Never before has the technology lined up and made it so easy for normal, ordinary people like me and you to take the knowledge and experiences that we have had in our life, our expertise. So right now I'm going to jump into a brief presentation to let you know how everything's going to work, and then we're going to get to deploying and getting this site for you. Okay, so I got this brief presentation so I can explain everything to you in an organized way, and I'm just going to jump into it. I'm going to try to go as fast as I can, yet I'm not going to skip anything to make sure that you have the best understanding of what this process is going to be. So first of all, I have this bit here where I want to explain how this is going to work. So normally my other 60-minute website challenges, they have been just one video, and it's very long, and it's makes it kind of hard to add anything to it or change anything later. So in this 60-minute website challenge, it's actually going to end up being a series of videos because there's some moving parts with this to pull this off, and some people are going to want one thing and others are going to want a different thing, and for some people this video might, or this bit of content might apply to them, and for others it won't. So to respect everybody's time, I'm going to break this up into different videos, and you're going to be able to just choose which videos to do what it is that you want to accomplish on your site, and it's going to be dynamically growing. You see, there's lots of topics I want to cover in this challenge, like adding e-commerce, maybe adding a booking image to your site to book appointments. There's so many aspects to it that I want to just do my very best job, and the best way to do that is to have this dynamically growing list of videos that all apply to this template for you. And with the way YouTube works, these videos are going to be on YouTube, but the way it works is it might be hard to find the next one if you're watching it on YouTube. So I want to encourage you to spend some time over at my website where all the videos are going to be organized and together, and that's probably where you're going to get your best benefit going through this series. And it's also the place where I can continue to give you information if something needs to be changed or something along those lines. That's going to be the best place for that. Next slide here is WIIFM. If you're not in the US or maybe the UK, you might not know what that means. That stands for What is in it for me. Now, I've already told you that there's no cost to this. None of the plugins have any cost, and I've packaged it all up, and you're going to be able to have this in just a few minutes. So you might be thinking, what's in it for me? And I've been criticized on YouTube because I'm very vocal in saying I just really want to help people. So I just wanted to read this little quote to you and explain what's in it for me. And you might have heard this. It's from a famous sales guru in the United States, and he basically says, you will get all you want in life if you help enough people get what they want. And you might have heard that before, and I believe that, and that is the sentiment of me doing this for you, because I should be selling this and not giving it away, but I am giving it away to you. And here is how you can help me. Later in this video, I'm going to suggest a web hosting provider. Well, maybe consider getting your hosting through them or switching to them, and it will be in your best interest anyway, and I can make a little bit of money from them as a referral fee. Or when you're on my website, I have a recommended page and I'm recommending different products, and if you're going to buy any of those products, click through on my website there, and so I can maybe earn a little bit of a commission there. And these things help me to be able to provide these videos for you, and I always lead people down the right path. If I don't use it, if I know it's junk, I will say don't use it. I don't even care if there's a lot of money in it for me to be able to recommend it to people. I won't do it. I just won't do it. And there have been many situations where I'm saying, instead of this paid solution where I can make some money, I'd rather you use this free solution just because I know it's better. So you can trust the things that I recommend, and that's how I can actually maybe earn some money through giving all of this to you and spending hundreds of hours of my time putting this together, making these videos and stuff like that. And also you can help by spreading the word. If you're on a Facebook group and someone's saying, how do you create an online course? Well, you could say, oh, this is what I followed. It worked for me. It's been great. And at the end of the day, even if it's just you going to my website, live chatting me and telling me how this made a difference for you, that's reward enough, to be honest. That is all that I really need. So that's what's in it for me. Let's go here and say why the 60-minute website challenge. And I created this challenge for a couple of reasons. Number one, I do want to improve people's lives. It's so easy to get online and get exposed to the entire world, and your life can really change when you do that. And that's the main reason why I've created this challenge. Number two, I wanted to make it incredibly easy for you to get online. I just wanted to make it simple and explain things in the most non-techie way possible. Next, I want to eliminate your excuses. If you're anything like me, you make excuses for things. And there's always a reason why you don't get started. Just even in making this video, I have to tell myself, just hit the record button. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just hit the record button, because I make excuses why I don't get started with something. And I think most people are that way. And that's why I made this challenge as simple and easy as possible, to make it so people do not have any excuses not to implement this in their life and really open their life up to having it be changed by taking their expertise and putting it out on the internet. And I wanted you to get infinitely better results, because I've seen some of these how to make a website video or how to do this with your website videos, and the person will make this beautiful site, but then when you actually look at the people that tried to do it themselves, it's a disaster. Like, oh my gosh, that doesn't look so good. And I want you to have the very best results. That's why I've picked out the fonts, I've picked out the color schemes, and you can change them, of course, and you can have the flexibility to do whatever you want, but I kind of wanted to make it cookie cutter so that you could have a beautiful site fast. Okay. So next, my little disclaimer, I kind of covered this earlier. Basically, it's a video. I can't change any of the content once it's uploaded to YouTube. You can leave a comment down below, but the best thing is just to head over to my website. If I've left anything out, I'm sorry. You can ask me on my website. I will put a new video out to maybe add a portion, or I'll have some info on my website for fixing any problem that you might have. I can't change this video essentially once I've uploaded it to YouTube. So we're going to do this and get started, and there's pretty much 4 easy steps. The first step is we need to order a domain name and web hosting, and I'm going to explain what that is. Next thing is we need to install something called WordPress. The third step is to restore this done for you template. And the last thing is to just swap out and change your text and images to make the site yours. So now I'm going to run through how this whole website thing works. You need a domain name, and that is a website URL. And I want to use this analogy. It's kind of like an address. So where you live, you have an address. Your house has an address. Just think of your domain name as your address. That's what you give to people so that they could find you. The next is hosting. That is kind of like the foundation of the house where this address is. It's the foundation. And when you're creating a website for yourself, you want it to be on the very best foundation possible. If it's on a bad foundation, the house is going to have problems, and I'll get into that more later. WordPress is like the house. So the structure, the walls, the roof, that is WordPress. And the done for you template is like the decor of your house. It's what makes it yours. It reflects your tastes and styles. So your domain name, that's going to cost about, depending on where you get the domain name, might cost about $10 per year. That's pretty much average, and it's a regular cost that you have. And web hosting as well is a regular cost. Just think of it in this analogy as like your property tax. You have to pay it every single year. So your web hosting costs, I've got a special that I want to tell you about in a moment, but you're maybe looking at between $5 and $10 a month, but when you purchase it on a yearly basis, there's a discount. WordPress is completely free. This done for you template is completely free. So let's talk about that good foundation for a minute. And I said the foundation is your web hosting company, your web hosting account. And there's a couple things that really matter to having a good foundation, and that is speed. Speed of your website is one of the most important aspects, because if someone goes to your website and it takes 5 or 6 seconds to load, it's going to be a bad experience. That's a bad foundation, and it's going to end up hurting you. Next thing is security matters. Security is so important. Anything you put on the internet is vulnerable to being hacked into. So you need to make sure that you have a security plan in place, or a web hosting company that is proactively monitoring your security for you. Next, support matters. You want a web hosting company that is super available to help you when you need it, not through some ticketing system where you got to wait an hour or 5 hours to get some help, but they have live chat, they have support reps, they have expertise, and they're waiting there to help you. And these three things really are what makes a good foundation for your website. And I want to talk next about the hosting provider that I use. If you go to my website at WPCrafter.com, it is using InMotion Hosting. And InMotion Hosting meets this criteria where your speed matters. Your website's going to be on fast solid-state drives. Security matters. They proactively monitor the security of your website. The support matters. They have a huge support staff there to help you. And the best thing is InMotion doesn't cost that much. It's comparably priced to all the other web hosting companies. It's just a few dollars per month. And I want to throw out some information about some of the other web hosting companies and give you some things to think about. Now, some of the more well-known web hosting companies, they're actually complete and utter disasters. So I'm talking about HostGator. I'm talking about Bluehost. Those are the two most well-known web hosting companies, but they're the two most epic disasters in web hosting companies. HostGator, their servers are very overloaded. Your site is going to run very, very slow, and their support is very poor. Bluehost has a lot of hacking problems, and that's because they have an insecure infrastructure, and the way it works is your website gets hacked into because the server gets hacked into because they don't have the best security protocols. This hacking happens, you get an email from Bluehost saying, your website's been hacked, we're taking it down, you can give us $300 to fix it for you. And that is like, it's a disaster, it's just a disaster. And really the problem is, these hosting companies and about 40 other hosting companies, they're all owned by the same parent company. And what they do is they buy web hosting companies and then they get rid of all the support and they kind of fold it all into this parent company. And it just ends up ruining these experiences with these hosting companies. So that's why I go with InMotion. I'm trying to avoid anything EIG related. I've used HostGator and I've used Bluehost, and it's been lousy for both. Let me just also add DreamHost. That DreamHost is probably one of the worst. So anyways, I just want to put that out there. I don't want to really say disparaging remarks about any company or any product, but web hosting is huge. It is so important, and you're going to have a lousy website in terms of speed and security if you make the wrong decision. And there's a lot of bad information out there, and I just wanted to just let you know that. So please consider either getting a new InMotion hosting account, and if you're already on Bluehost or HostGator or any of those, they will migrate you to InMotion for free. So anyways, it's just a few dollars per month, and I've got a special link. It's in below in the, if you're watching this on YouTube, I got a link down below to it in the notes for the video, and if you're on my website, I've got links all over the place. If you click through on my link, InMotion's going to give you a 38% discount on your web hosting account. And I've got something special that I also add. I have a series of courses on my website that I call the WordPress Masters course. And essentially, it's every course that I sell on my website. And my courses range from $47 a course up to $297 per course. And I package them together as well in this Masters course. And right now you can actually buy the master's course if you want. It's $297 per year to get that. However, if you get InMotion hosting, I'm going to give you access for free. All you need to do is click through to a link from a link on my website, order the hosting, contact me with the receipt number. I'll look it up and I'll give you access for free. So that is InMotion hosting, and and it's my entire course library. I think I already mentioned that. Not good with these presentations. So there's only going to be 4 easy steps here in that I'm going to go over right now in order to get your website going. We're going to order in a moment your domain name. We're going to order your hosting. We're going to install WordPress. We're going to restore this done for you template. And then after that, like I already said, we're going to swap out your text and your images. So let's go ahead and hop on the computer. All right, here we are on my website, and all you need to do is click on this recommended tab right here. It takes you here, and here's a list of different themes and plugins that I recommend, as well as hosting services, email providers. I have it all here, and these are the things that I personally use. So here's a link to InMotion hosting. You just go ahead and click right here where it says click here, and it's going to take you right on over to InMotion hosting. And they have these 3 different plans, and you can look at the different benefits of using this service. So you can go ahead and click on any of these. I'll just click on this, and then it's going to take us to the ordering grid. So you can just choose what you want. The launch plan is going to allow you to host 2 websites. The power plan is going to allow you to launch 6 different websites. And the Pro plan, you can have as many different websites as you want. If you are just starting out, you can start off with the launch plan and you can upgrade later. It's completely up to you. So you can see the launch plan can be as low as $5.89 per month. Now, I personally use the Pro plan because it does have a little bit more resources allocated to the account, and it allows you to host unlimited websites. So I have the Pro plan personally. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose 1 month of the Pro plan here. Now, it takes us to the next screen here. It does include a free domain name, so if you don't already have a website domain name that you might have registered at Namecheap or GoDaddy or something like that, you can register it here. It's included. You might as well take advantage. And you can just enter the domain name here, and if it's taken, it will have you come back until you find one that is not taken. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one here that says I already own this domain, and I'll handle the registration separately. So this is where if you already have the domain name registered at, say, GoDaddy or Namecheap or any of the different companies where you can register website domain names, you would just go ahead right here and put in that domain name. So I'm going to type in show the demo, and then I'm going to hit continue. And then right here, depending if you added one of the lower plans, it might give you another offer to upgrade to the pro plan, but it's not for me, so I'm going to go ahead and click on continue. And this right here is the last step. It's the checkout step where you'll go ahead and just put in your name and your billing information, and there's a section right here where it says content management system auto installer. You can just do no thanks because I'm going to show you how to install WordPress. You could also click install WordPress, but it might be easier for this tutorial, just say no thanks, and then you could put your credit card information there. Now if you don't have a credit card and you want to pay via PayPal, you can contact their live chat and they will help you make the payment via PayPal, or you can also give them a call. If you're the type of person that wants to call them up, you can call them up and order your hosting that way and pay for it that way over the phone. Now, one caveat: if you do it via PayPal or if you do it via the phone, can you let them know that you were referred by WPCrafter.com and make sure they know that? Because if you don't tell them that, they won't attribute it to me and I won't be able to give you the free course library. So if you could do that, it helps me out. And I know some people want to pay with PayPal. I prefer to pay with PayPal, actually. It's just more convenient for me, and I usually have a PayPal balance. So if you need to order it via PayPal, you can do it via live chat, or you can pick up the phone and call them up and do it with a credit card over the phone, whatever is more convenient for you. Now, after you place your order, you might get held up and they might require a welcome call where they just call you to welcome you to InMotion, or they might just accept your account right away, and you're going to receive this email from support at InMotion, and there's this little box here that you need to click on. It says to get started, set your password here. So when you click on that, the email address you used when you placed your order is going to be your login when you go to their site. And when you click on this red button, you're going to be able to set up an account password. And this is going to be the password you use to log in and where we're going to be able to configure everything. Now when you head over to their website, you can click on AMP Login, and when you get to that, just enter your email address you used on your account and that password that you just created, and then click Login. You can see I'm logged into my account right now, and the next step is to go ahead and click right here where it says cPanel. Now, cPanel is abbreviation for control panel, and this is where you're going to do everything that involves your website. It's where you're going to create email addresses. This is where we're going to install WordPress. This is where everything pretty much is. So now that you're logged in, I want you to scroll down to the very bottom, and you're going to see it say WordPress right here. Go ahead and click on that. Then it's going to take you to this page where it just gives you a little bit of information about WordPress. And all we need to do is click on this button here that says install. And then we just need to simply fill this out. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So right here, you're going to see your domain name that you used, that you ordered when you ordered the hosting account, or that you used when you ordered the hosting account. And then right here where it says protocol, this is where you're going to choose if it's going to be www. or not. It's better to have it there. I always use it. There's some technical reasons why you want to do that, and that's what I'm recommending to you. I know there's this temptation to not have the www and then it's shorter. It's completely up to you though. In directory, we want to leave that blank. For database name, you could leave that as what is listed. Table prefix, leave that as well. For your site settings, just leave this the default. The site description, we're going to leave that default. Now, where it says username and password, the way this process is going to work, you're obviously going to choose a username and a password, but then when we restore this done for you template, you're going to have to reset it anyways. So it's completely up to you what you put here. Now, you typically want to have a strong password, and never for your username do you want to use admin or administrator or something really obvious. So you can choose your username and your password, but we're going to actually have to reset that once we restore this completely done for you template. So I just wanted to throw in that caveat. So go ahead and put in a username and a password, and then put an email, and this is going to be that notification email that WordPress is going to use whenever they need to notify you of anything. But as well, this is going to need to be reset once we restore this done for you template. You can choose your language, and right here, I wouldn't enable this limit login attempts. And then go ahead and expand here where it says advanced options. There's some options here that are actually pretty nice. So auto upgrade is nice, so it's going to automatically upgrade WordPress for you. And this right here will, this checkbox here will be to upgrade WordPress plugins and WordPress themes right here, and it will do this all automatically for you. I would suggest doing that. You definitely want to be running the latest code on your website in case there's ever a security vulnerability that is discovered. This will make sure that it's always up to date without you having to keep logging in and updating things. And I'll show you how that process works. Or updating is covered in some of my other videos that you can take a look at. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this out now, and then I'm going to click on the install button. One quick caveat: if you're doing this from a brand new InMotion account, when you click on that install button, it's probably going to kick you back, and it's going to say there's some files in the directory. Don't worry about that. There'll be a checkbox that you click on that will say delete any files that are there. So don't get worried when you see that. It's not going to happen for me because I know there's no files in there. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this out and then click on install myself. Okay, once you click the install button, you're going to see this here, and it's just going through the installation process. And this makes it so easy, and it's one of the benefits of InMotion is that literally you just installed WordPress and it was that easy. So here's our links now to the WordPress site. So this is the link to your domain name, and this is the actual login page. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that login page, and it's going to prompt me to log in. And so all you do here is you type in your username you just created and the password you just created, and then you can click on remember me. It doesn't matter, and let's just log in. So you have literally just installed WordPress and you are logged into WordPress. So now what we're going to do is we're going to head over to my website. We're going to download the done for you template, and we're just going to restore it. And what I showed you in the beginning of the video, you're going to have live on your website. All right, so now you just head on over to my website. Go ahead right here and click on where it says done for you templates. Oops, I just clicked on it. It loaded so quick. And you're going to see all of my 60-minute website challenges right here. Now, if I change the structure of my website, and it's been like a year and I changed some things around, don't worry. I've got a help section right here, and you can just go there and click on that help section and find anything that might have been moved. I also have live chat. I also have a contact form. There's lots of ways to ask me, but please check out on the help there if I did move this done for you template around, or if I changed the naming of things or anything like that. And so you're going to see right here is just how to create an online course or membership website. And then when you click on it, it'll take you to a page like this, although it's probably going to look a little different, but it'll be similar enough. And then scroll down and you'll see this very large button that says click here to download the resource files. Now, some people that might be using an ad blocker in their web browser might not see this, and I can't help you. You just gotta disable the ad blocker. I don't have any ads on my website, just so you know, but for some reason those ad blockers sometimes, depending on what someone has done to the configuration, blocks this box. And I can't tell you how many times people emailing me saying, where do I download it? So if you have an ad blocker, please just disable your ad blocker. Now when you click on this, it has this real fancy little pop-up. I can actually show you how to do fancy pop-ups like this. So anyways, all you gotta do is put in your name and your email address and then click on Get Instant Access. You will receive an email from me, usually instantly, maybe within 5 minutes, but it's usually pretty instant. So you can just go over to your email and there's gonna be a link. It's gonna be the only link in the email, and when you click on that link, it's going to go ahead and download the resource file to your computer. Okay, so let me show you what that resource file is going to look like. It's a zipped file, so you need to know how to unzip a file. Now, if you're using a Mac and have the Safari web browser, most likely it's going to unzip it for you, which is pretty convenient. If you're on a PC, Windows has its own unzipping way of doing things, and if you don't know how to unzip, just go to YouTube and type how to unzip something, and I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. And you don't want to be doing this on an iPad or a tablet, because I know on iPads you can't unzip things. So if you're on an iPad and you're asking me to help you, I really can't help you. You got to do this on a computer. So anyways, when you unzip it, you should have a new folder that says 60-minute website challenge. And at the time of this recording, I just have this one file and these two folders. That might change if I want to put some more information in there. So you got an instructions text file and a folder that says restore file and resources. So the restore file is really what we are after, and we're going to use to restore this done for you template. But I have a really cool resources file here. It's a text file, and it's going to give you links to websites. There are a ton of free resources. And I also have this instruction file that will have some of the info that I'm going over right now, just in case you wanted it in a written form. But what we're really after is this restore file right here. Now, don't worry if when you unzip it, it has a different name than what you see right now. If it's in that folder, it's the restore file. Now, when we go to restore this, make sure you don't just drag and drop the whole zip file. It has to be unzipped. So let's go ahead and restore this now. So I'm going to go back over to WordPress. You should already be logged in. Just go to plugins and then add new, and we need to install a plugin called All-in-One Migrator. Actually, I think I might be saying that wrong. All-in-One Migration, WP Migration. You should see it right here. So go ahead and click on Install Now, and then click on Activate Plugin. So now this plugin is installed on the site, and you have this new option here on the left that says All-in-One WP Migration. Let me pause for a second. Don't worry if you're in WordPress for the first time, you're like, I don't even know what the heck any of this stuff is. I've got a full beginner's course that's free, no registration required. You can go to my website and it's going to tell you what all this stuff is. So don't feel overwhelmed. Even if you are, just try not to, and just know that I've got you covered. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to click on Import. And then we need to just drag and drop that file right here. So here's the file, and I'm dragging and I'm dropping it right there. And you should see this screen. Now what it's doing is it's taking this file and it's uploading it to your WordPress website. So if you have a slow internet connection, this might take a moment. Now, I have a pretty decent internet connection. You can see it's already 20% of the way. But if you have a slow internet connection, it might take a minute or so for you to see it. Or if you're using really crummy web hosting and you didn't go with InMotion, you might also run into some additional delays and problems. That's why I suggest going with InMotion. I know it's going to be butter smooth and you're not going to have problems. And sometimes it's worth making a change or getting a hosting account with them just for the simple fact that it's going to be a very smooth process. So now it's preparing the file to be imported. It's extracting everything. And then right here, it's giving us a warning. Now, listen up. By doing this, anything that is in your WordPress website is going to get wiped out. Your user accounts, your content, everything. This is a fresh installation for WordPress for us, so it's not a big deal. But if you have an existing website, a WordPress website, and you got all kinds of content and you go through this process, it's going to delete everything. So you're not going to want to do this to an existing website. This is for new websites where you haven't done anything to it yet, because it's going to wipe everything out. So I just want to preface, I've had people that are not paying attention to what I'm saying, and then they've done this and they've deleted everything, and they're coming back to me saying, can I get my website back? And there's nothing I can do. So anyways, all we have to do is click on continue. It's giving you the warning. Just make sure you read it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on continue. And so now what it's going to do is it's going to take all the information in the archive file and it's going to restore it. It's going to take all the images that I had in it, all of the custom code. It's going to place it in there. And then what we need to do is just follow 1 or 2 simple steps, and this installation will be complete. Now remember, the username and password to WordPress that you set just a moment ago, that is part of that process of it's going to get wiped out. So you're not going to use that right now. So the import is done. Go ahead and click on close. Now when you click on anything, it's going to kick you out of the site. So if I click on dashboard, you're going to see it's going to kick me out and put me back at the login. Now let me tell you what this login is. It's also in that instructions file if you just wanted to copy and paste it across. The username is 60-minute website challenge with no spaces. The password is DFY, that stands for done for you, DFY, the @ WPCrafter, and then there's no .com. So it is DFY, the @ WPCrafter. It's also in that instruction file, okay? So now I'm going to go ahead and click on Remember Me. I'm going to log in, and I'm not going to save that password. And here we are. We are now logged into the site for the first time. So there's a couple follow-up steps that we need to do. We need to go to Settings, and then we need to go to where it says Permalinks. So go to Settings and then Permalinks. And then you should scroll down and click Save Changes. This just resets something that's important to WordPress for it to work properly. So now we've gone ahead and we've reset our permalinks. Now I need you to replace your email address in a couple places. It's pretty important. So the first one is if we go to Settings and then General, right here, I need you to put your email address. If not, these emails are going to come to me, and I don't want these update emails or notifications, and especially with a site like this where you want a notification if someone's registered to a program or something like that. I don't want these notifications. I want you to get these notifications. So if you can go here and put your email address in, I'd appreciate it. You can also set your time zone while you're at it, and this is also where you're going to change the site title and things like that. So just go there, please do that, and then change it. So the second place is in LifterLMS. Go ahead and click there, and then click on Engagements. And this is where the plugin that facilitates delivering these courses and keeping everything organized, this is the info it's going to use when it's emailing your students things like, hey, congratulations for joining the course, or hey, we haven't seen you in a couple days, or hey, you just completed that lesson, great job. This is where it's going to pull that sender email address. So you want to put your email address here and the name of the sender. So that's when an email goes out, do you want it to say your name, the website name, or whatever? This is where you're going to go ahead and put that information in. So please change that there as well. Now there's one more thing we need to do, and we'll be ready to start customizing this, and that's to go to Users. And you're only going to see this one user right here, 60-minute website challenge. We need to go ahead and change that username so you don't have to have that crazy long username. We're going to change that to what you want. We're going to change this email to what you want, and we're going to change the password. So changing the email and the password is super easy. All you have to do is click on the username, and you can scroll down, put a nickname here, so you might want that to be your name, then choose it down here in a list. So for me, if I did Adam, I usually like to do Adam at WPCrafter like that. That's how I like to format things. And then you'll see it now in this list. Change out the email address. And then when you scroll down, here's a box that says generate password. And when you click on it, WordPress wants to give you a secure password, but it's this crazy password. So you can go ahead and enter your password in, but just know you want to put a strong password. That's one where there might be an extra character or something along those lines. Don't use password as your password. Don't use the website name as your password. So just go ahead and put that in. So if I wanted to put a password like that, you can type it in. Sometimes if it doesn't think your password is long enough, you get this checkbox here that says confirm use of weak password. So basically it's your responsibility. Anyways, you would just check that, scroll down, and click on update profile. So that's going to change the password, and that's going to change the email and also the nickname and things of that nature. Now what we need to do is we need to change this username, because you don't want to be typing in this crazy long username. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So go into plugins. Oops, I'm going to leave the page because I didn't save it. You want to go to plugins. And there's a plugin I've added down here called username changer. So we just need to go into users and where it says username changer. Now after you use this, you can deactivate and delete this plugin. That'll be fine. So go to username changer. And in this drop down, choose the username, and we only have one user account, and click on it and just enter what you want the new username to be. So if you want it to be John Smith, just type John Smith. It's as simple as that, and then click on Save Changes. Now when you do that, it's going to boot you out, and you're going to have to log in now using this new username and using that password you created. Remember, don't use admin, don't use WordPress, don't use administrator, don't use these obvious usernames, okay? So just make sure you use a unique looking username. And so that is changing the username. Now, depending on when you install this whole package, you might see that there's an update available. So you can see right here it says 1. That means there's an update available. And when you see this 1 next to plugins, that's letting you know it's actually a plugin that needs an update. So this is how you update plugins. You can just click on plugins like that, and you can click update now. And from time to time, these different plugins will need updates. Or you can go to dashboard updates if you have more than one, and you can just do a checkbox and check them all. So I'll show you, all you got to do is click on the checkbox and then click on update plugins, or if it's themes, and that's how you keep things updated. I would want to encourage you to please keep things updated. It's important for security and also for new features and speed improvements and stuff like that. So now we've completed this first update. Now we just need to clean a couple items out of your site that you're not gonna need. So go to Appearance and then Themes. And this is the themes that are powering your site. So these first two you do not want to delete. It's these other ones you do. So you're probably going to see 2015. If you click on Theme Details, you'll see the delete button on the bottom right. And then you just need to confirm it. And then we're going to do that for the 2014 theme. Click on Delete and then click on OK. And then we're going to do the same thing for the 2016 theme. We're going to click on that and then we're going to delete it. And then we're going to click OK. So now we've cleaned out our themes. Let's take a look at our plugins to see what we don't need. Let's check on AskMet. Let's check on Hello Dolly. We don't need those. So I've checked them both, and I'm going to choose Delete, and then I'm going to click on Apply. Now those are going to be gone. Now there's two more plugins that you can decide if you want to keep. One of them is this all-in-one migration. You might want to deactivate it. Since we've already done the migration, you really don't need it. And then if you did change the username, you can deactivate username changer. Let's check the both of those. And then let's go ahead and choose delete and apply now. So now those are deleted. So now I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the front end of the website, and if we did all this right, it should look identical to what I showed you at the very beginning of the video. And here it is. You can see I've got my image, I've got my text, and let's make sure the course stuff works. I'm clicking on this, and here is the courses, and when I click on a lesson, here is our lesson, and here's our lesson information. So it is fully restored on your website. Now this is the perfect time for me to stop this video and send you off to the next videos. I've got a video on everything related to building out your course. I've got a video on how to create pages and put those pages together on the site. I've got a video on manipulating all the styles, the logo, the fonts, everything. I've got a video on all of these things. And remember, head on over to my website. That might be the best place to view it. You can view them here on YouTube if you want, or you can view them nice and organized on my website. I'm just so excited at the possibility for you and what you're going to be able to accomplish using this. And I want to ask you if you'll take a moment to take this video and share it with people. If you're on Facebook, in a Facebook group, or in a private mastermind, or a LinkedIn group, if you would share this with them, because I know it's going to make a huge difference in your life, and I want it to make a huge difference in your friends and the people you're connected to's life as well. Thanks for watching this video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Hey, really quick, can you do something for me? If you're watching this on YouTube, can you give me a thumbs up? And I want to invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. There's a button right beneath me, and I'd really appreciate it if you did that. And I've got something for you. I don't want you to leave empty-handed. If you just click off here to the side, it's a free video course that I put together just for you called the 3 Steps to WordPress Success. You will love this course. Registration is free right now. All you have to do is click on the link right next to me. Hey, thanks for spending this time with me, and I can't wait to make another video for you.